Today I fucked up by using Benoit balls that weren't connected and had to birth them out myself. Throw away for obvious reasons. Let me preface this by saying I'm actually a 21-year-old female virgin. I've been waiting for the right person, blah blah. Anyways, as is expected for a young woman like myself, I'm horny basically on days that end with a Y. So I decided to be a big girl and buy my first sex toy. I'm always hearing about how important kegels and pelvic floor strength is, so I decided to buy some Benoit balls. For those of you who don't know, Benoit balls help with your pelvic floor strength because you have to tighten your muscles to keep them up. Well, no one told me that Benoit balls are supposed to be connected to a string that can hang out of your vagina. My dumbass thought you could use them when they aren't connected to anything, thanks 50 Shades. So I put a couple in, did my thing, and didn't really think much of it until it was time to take them out. They were lodged so far in my vagina that my child-sized fingers could barely touch them. After a quick Google search I learned you're supposed to use the connected ones, and started to panic. Flash forward to me using 4 whole fingers to spread my virgin vagina wide enough so that I could then use muscles that I didn't think I would need until childbirth to birth those things out of my pussy. Stay safe daddies, and use connected Benoit balls. Too long didn't read. I used Benoit balls that weren't connected because I was horny and had to give birth to them in my bathroom. Edit. Thank you everyone for your hilarious comments. Not sure why I got the wholesome award when it involved sex toys and weed, but hey, I'll take it. Edit 2. I forgot to mention in the original post that I was high when all of this occurred, and in the writing of this post lol. Use bowding balls so you make cute chime sounds as you walk around. Order up jumps twice. Let this be a valuable lesson. Do not take any sort of advice from 50 Shades of Grey. It somehow against all odds manages to get everything about sex and relationships not just wrong, but literally the dead opposite of right. So, your balls finally dropped? God damn it. Pleasure professional here! Exclamation mark. You can use Benoit balls, aka Kegel balls, without the string, but, as you said, you'll need to fish/push them out. They can't get lost in the vagina as your cervix blocks off any further access. Butt stuff is a different story. The end of your ass is your mouth and it will keep toys. Anything going in the booty should have a neck with a flared base for the muscles to grab onto/prevent from being sucked in. I usually recommend starting out with a bigger set with said attached removal string. The bigger size will be easier to squeeze and keep inside. Alternatively, you can buy weighted Benoit balls. Some of them will tell you the specific weight of the ball inserts. The removal string is actually more of a silicone casing around the balls with a tail, and you can graduate the amount of weight you're holding in. Lighter equals easier to hold, heavier equals harder to hold. Other sets are weighted by having a separate ball inside the bigger Benoit ball, causing a vibrating sensation when moving, like walking, exercising, etc. Benoit balls are essentially a vaginal workout and can be used for better control of orgasms, vaginal muscles and bladder control. I hope I could learn y'all a thing or two and potentially help. Don't give up op, you just gotta get a set that will better suit you! Exclamation mark. The end of your ass is your mouth, fearful face. I'm sending this to my friends lol. Update, one of my friends responded with, on the back end at least she didn't have them fall out on the floor in the middle of fucking Costco and have to explain what that sound was to her grandma. This sounds like the beginning of another Today I Fucked Up story and I think we would all like to hear it. Today I fucked up by killing hundreds of tadpoles. I decided to turn an old backyard swimming pool into a pond for the local wildlife. We have frogs and tadpoles and my 3-year-old daughter and I go out each day to watch how they are growing. It's one of our favorite things to do together. I noticed we were getting a few leeches and I didn't want them to attack the other wildlife, so I looked up how to rid the pond of them. The most environmentally and animal friendly version appeared to be one where you get a plastic bottle and cut the top bit off, Add a piece of steak inside the bottle, then reattach the top of the bottle inverted so it forms a trap. I put it in the water and came back today to find it full of dead tadpoles crammed like sardines, their poor suffocated faces smudged up against the plastic. It absolutely broke me. I froze and cannot get the image out of my mind. I don't know what to tell my daughter because I'm pretty sure I killed them all. Couldn't see any more left in the pond. I can't close my eyes without seeing the carnage I caused. Too long didn't read. I meant to kill leeches. Instead I killed tadpoles. Now I'm upset. Edit Mr. Word. Your daughter needn't know it was your fault. They're gone because only a tiny percentage of tadpoles survive to adulthood anyway. Even if there's just a few frogs in the pond, there's bound to be more spawn soon anyway. You didn't kill them all. There are still probably some frogs there and could repopulate in a short time. Thank you. This makes me feel a tiny weeny bit less horrible. Did you at least get the leeches? This is the answer we all want to know. I'm sorry, that really sucks. Just for future reference, some tadpoles will actually eat meat, and sadly this is not well known, so the sources you used may not have known this either. On the positive, you could use meat to feed them same way one would feed fish to get a better look at them. As sad as it is, frogs do reproduce in excessive quantities to avoid being wiped out in a single generation. Some can even breed multiple times a year. So don't let it get to you too much and try to use this as a learning experience for the both of you. Sometimes the worst of things come from the best of intentions. You're not the first and most certainly not the last. Once again, I'm sorry that happened, and I hope you don't give up on this special journey you are taking with your child. As sad as it is, death is just the other side of the coin. Everyone hits tails eventually. One time, when I was a kid, we caught a bucket of tadpoles. Well, the neighbor's dog was running around the backyard, and got thirsty. He started slurping up the bucket water, tadpoles and all. Must have been like doggy boba. Today I fucked up by forgetting the girl who was giving me a blowjob was deaf, NSFW. A few years back I was dating a girl who was born deaf. After a while, when you're around someone who has a disability, you sometimes kind of forget it exists and it's just them. So, one day when she's being very kind to me, I was enjoying her oral attention so much that I totally forgot to give her the usual pat on the head to let her know I was about to explode, and instead said, I'm gonna come, before totally unloading in her mouth. She took it like a pro, finished and swallowed, and then looked at me and asked, what the fuck? I told you I was about to come. Hey asshole, she said as she pointed to her ears. Fucking deaf. All I could do was apologize and blame it on her amazing skills. She still teases me on occasion, lol. Too long didn't read. Used words to warn my deaf GF that I was gonna come in her mouth. It didn't end well for her and she still mocks me for it. The head taps are a good call regardless of any deafness. Did you also accidentally ask her to play Bop It too? I misread deaf as dead in the too long didn't read. Don't worry, I took a second look. Marry her. She's a keeper.